So what exactly is probate? Well, stick around and you're going to find out in just a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to SoCal Probate Real Estate. Thanks for checking out my channel. My name is Doug Lee. So what exactly is probate? So in very simple terms, all probate is it's a judicial process that when someone passes away without a living trust, it must go through this process called probate. All probate is basically the government steps in and tries to make sure that the decedent has paid off all of their creditors first before everything transfers over to the beneficiaries. Unfortunately, if you're going through probate, it's very costly because there's a lot of garbage fees in there. You have to pay the probate attorney, you got to pay the real estate agent, you got to pay the estate salesperson, you got to pay court costs, you got to pay the probate referee, and a lot of these costs erode the value of the probate estate. Now, there's only one way, before I begin, there's only one way to escape probate, and that's to set up something called a living trust. A living trust is the only way to not trigger probate. I make it synonymous to this. Let's suppose Henry Ford started Ford Motor Company. Even though he passes away, Ford Motor Company is a corporation, so it still exists and continues on. That's very similar to what setting up a living trust does. To set up a living trust, any estate attorney can do that for you. It costs anywhere between $2,000 to $4,000, and depending on how difficult your case is, can take anywhere between 1 to 5 months. So make sure you do that first, so that way you can save yourself a lot of money and escape probate. So back to probate. If you're watching this video right now, you're either submitting a petition improper or you've spoken to a probate attorney. The probate attorney has helped submit a petition for you, which is a fancy word for an application, saying that you want to become the executor or the administrator of the estate. Once the courts receive it, they'll publish it on the courthouse steps, and then they'll mail you your first court hearing date. Once you go to your first court hearing date, exactly 6 weeks after that hearing, you're going to receive two very important pieces of paper. The first one is called the letters of administration, and everybody in probate, we call that the letters. It's the most important document. It's synonymous with the power of attorney, and when you receive it, it basically states that you're the one that the courts will defer to make the decisions on behalf of the estate. They won't listen to anybody else. You're gonna know when you receive it, because it's gonna be on nice bonded paper, it's gonna be nicely embroidered, it's gonna have the state seal, it's gonna feel very, very government, okay? Once you get that letters of administration, there's a couple very important things you can do. The first thing you need to do immediately off the bat is go to a local bank, Chase, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, and you can open up what's called a probate trust account. This is what's gonna be used to hold on to all the money from the sale of the house, the car, the boats, the RV, any jewelry, stamps, coins, baseball cards, all that will be deposited into that probate trust account. The second thing that the letters will also allow you to do is that if you want to sell property, you can at that point sign the listing agreement, my apologies, so that way you can authorize the sale of any property. And lastly, it's also going to be important because you're going to need the letters in addition to the death certificate, because if the house has an existing loan, the bank will only release information if you have that document, so that way you can find out how much is existing on the current mortgage. The second most important piece of paper that you're going to receive is called the orders of administration. And much like the letters, it comes on the same paper, looks exactly the same way. The only difference is that the reason why the orders is important is because when you show up to the second and final court date, the judge is going to kind of go through a punch list of all the things that you've done. Have you done X, Y, and Z? You'll say yes, and then the judge will bang the wooden hammer, which we call the gavel, and then at that point, you will hand them the orders of administration, and then the courts can then proceed to close up the probate case. I hope that's answered a lot of your questions regarding what is probate. If not, be sure to comment below. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button, and I'm looking forward to helping you answer more of your probate questions.